Heidi ho, boys and girls. This is Miss Kim with the Young Scholar Academy. And I heard that someone, or maybe even a few someones, are needing a little help with inverse operations. So I am going to show you here a little sneak peek and explanation of some basic inverse operations. All right. So let me get everything set up for you. So here's the number one thing you need to know. All right. Inverse in math, really in anything, but we're talking about math, means opposite. Okay. Why do we call it inverse instead of opposite? I've told you guys this before because mathematicians like to make big scary words that makes all of us freak out. And that's just silliness, right? So as soon as you learn the code word and you know how to decode it, then you know what we're talking about. All right. It's also going to make you sound all smart and fancy schmancy, right? If you know the word inverse instead of opposite. So we're going to start with easy things. Okay. If I said 4 plus 1 equals 5, and I asked you for the opposite sentence, the opposite numerical expression, what's the opposite of addition? Yep, subtraction. So how do we turn this into a correct number sense? 5 minus 4 equals 1. We could also say that 5 minus 1 equals 4, correct? So these are the inverse operation, opposite operation to that. Operation is just referring to which sign you're using. Okay, your operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? At least for right now. So the opposite of addition is subtraction. What's the opposite of subtraction? Why, yes, of course, it's addition. So if we said 6 minus 4 equals 2, and I asked you for the inverse of that, okay, then you would tell me 4 plus 2 equals 6, or you could have said 2 plus 4 equals 6, correct? All right, so now I know I'm starting easy, but once you understand it on the easy, then you can bump it up to the hard, all right? Because it's the same concept. So then let's say, when would we use this? Why do we care? We know these are fact families, right? Yes, these are fact families. We know fact families, okay? But now you're getting older and they're going to want to start using other terminology and other math words besides fact families, okay? And so they're going to say inverse operation, all right? So now, if I gave you the problem, okay, 6 plus blank equals 8. And I said, use the inverse operation to find the missing number. Now, you're smart enough to just go 6, 7, 8, count up and know it's 2. But we always start with easy problems that you already know the answer to so that you can learn to solve harder problems, right? All right, so we know the answer is going to be 2, but how do we show that with an inverse operation? Well, what did we say was inverse? Inverse to addition is subtraction, right? Subtraction means you start with the biggest number, okay? The only other number we know is the 6. So the inverse of this would be 8 minus 6 equals blank. And now you can solve it, right? 8 minus 6 is 2. So you just used the inverse operation to solve for the missing number. Easy peasy. Yes? Now let's bump it up. It's not going to be scary. Now that you know what it is, it's not scary at all, right? Okay. Now, if I said, what is the inverse operation to multiplication? 3 times 4 is 12. And let's fill that in. What is the inverse? Opposite of it, multiplication is division, right? Division. And division means you are always starting with the large number 2, just like with subtraction, right? So we put our big number here, and then you can decide, fact family here, do you want to put the 3 equals 4, or do you want to say 12 divided by 4 equals 3? It doesn't matter. They both are inverse operations, okay? These are the inverse. So then the next step would just be, how do you use inverse operations to solve for a multiplication or a division problem, okay, that you don't know, or maybe it's in a word problem. So what if I said 20 divided by something equals 4? And I asked you to use the inverse operation to solve the problem, okay? Y'all don't have to ignore my doggies back here. What's the inverse of division? Multiplication, right? So multiplication, okay? So what 4 times something gives you the big number, right? Now, I want you to think for a minute. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2, you can even keep this chart over here if you want to, is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4, 16. And 4 times 5 is 20. There's our number we're looking for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes 5 groups, right? Most of us know our multiplication facts before we know our division facts. Some of you looked at this and you already knew the answer. But if you don't know the answer to a division problem, just flip it around, make it the opposite, use the inverse, and come up with a multiplication problem that you know how to solve. So that's what teachers are doing whenever they ask you a word problem and ask you to use the inverse to solve. Okay? So if I said, let's see, it's almost Christmas time right now. So I'm going to say that I bought a whole bunch of pears. I love Harry and David pears. I bought a bunch of pears. As a matter of fact, I bought 24 pears. I want each student in my class to get 6 pears. Okay? So how many students can get 6 pears if I only have 24? And then the teacher comes along and says, please use the inverse operation to solve this problem. All right. Well, the inverse of division is multiplication. So let's use multiplication. Let's just whip it around, right? Just the opposite. Ready? Something times 6 equals 24. Let's find out how many students are going to get 6 pairs. Well, if you've got 1 student, 6 pairs. 2 students, 12 pairs. 3 students, 18 pairs. 4 students, 24 pairs. 4 students. I only have 4 lucky students that are going to get pairs for Christmas, but they are going to get 6, enough for the whole family. So that's good. And a fruit salad to boot, right? That is how you use inverse operations to solve. Now, I know that a lot of you watching this are saying, yeah, I could have just told you what 24 divided by 6 is, or yeah, I totally knew that it was 4 and you didn't have to do that. I know, but what have I told you? We teach this with simple so that when we give you hard things, you know the process on how to solve it. Okay? Inverse operations, specifically the inverse of division. All right, everybody? I hope that helps. Peace out.